Your world will conform to the belief that you have about yourself. And I'm going to explain to you in this video how to transform the simulation, how to start creating money, financial freedom, success, and everything's working out for you perfectly in your life. You can literally do this today. You can do this right now because your simulation has to change when you change the belief that you have about yourself. You don't have to focus on changing anything else. You have to, because when you change your belief about yourself, your actions automatically change and different doors start to open. You start attracting things that are very similar to that concept of yourself, or the things that are congruent with the concept that you have of yourself. Like if your inner dialogue right now is saying, I am rich, I am successful, I am abundant, there are doors that are opening and things that are being drawn to you in that state without you having to do anything. Doors are going to start opening without you, if you have that fundamental concept of yourself. But if you have a fundamental concept of, I am tired, I am poor, I am broke, I have debt, I have all these things, nothing ever works out for me the way it's supposed to, then that's the image or the mirror that's being reflected back to you in the simulation that you're living in. You don't have to live in that world anymore. When you understand that self-concept changes the simulation, you can start creating these temporary states right now by being very present and figuring out who you're identifying yourself with right now in the present moment. Who are you identifying yourself with right now? What is your concept of yourself? Because that's the reason why your world is the way that it is right now. And you must understand this, and you have to start making these changes within your reality. And when you're very present and you have a well-developed focus, you can start to change these and create these temporary states of consciousness where you can start to see instant shifts within your reality. You can literally start seeing instant shifts within your reality as you start to make these changes. Your world cannot stay the same. And when you start saying inwardly to yourself that everything works out for me perfectly, and you're very present and you say, I am successful, I am rich, I am abundant, I have everything that I need, I have everything that I want right now in the present moment, and you truly feel that, you're creating a new identity and a belief system for yourself about how you feel about yourself. And your world has to reflect that back to you, especially if you create a permanent state with that, which will happen when you create these temporary states. You start creating these temporary states over and over and over again, they will eventually turn into a permanent state. But it can happen within an hour. It can happen within 5 minutes. It can happen within 2 weeks. It can happen within 6 months, depending on how far you want to take this. But you can see instant results from this. You can literally change your imagination right now during this video. Like with me right now, all you have to do, if you can solidify a new belief about yourself right now and say that, you want to know what? I'm not in debt anymore. I am financially free. I have everything that I desire right now. And you truly stop yourself and you truly believe that just in the present moment, there'll be something amazing that will come into your life that will make that happen, or lead you into something where it's going to unfold and all of a sudden create a solution for the problems that you have in your life. Like, thank you for showing me that this issue is already solved. That creates a new identity. You're now identified with somebody that doesn't have any issues in their life. All their issues are already solved. Everything's working out for you perfectly. And that's why that was so successful. You have to, when you start to understand the dynamics of the world you're living in, it's a simulation being outpictured from your own imagination. And where does your imagination create its pictures from? From your fundamental concept of yourself, who you believe that you are. Who you believe you are is creating inner dialogue. It's constantly talking. It's constantly talking in your brain, okay? And from that inner talking are images being created, and from those images, feeling states. And you can almost predict things to happen to you from this state. When you're in a bad mood, it's because you have poor inner dialogue, a poor concept of yourself in that state. And you're picturing things, negative things happening to you in that mood. So when you're in a bad mood, that's the time you need to be present, catch yourself and be like, wait a minute. No. I don't want to feel this way, so I'm going to intentionally redirect my belief about myself. This isn't happening to me. I'm going to disregard these circumstances that are happening, and I'm going to become this new version of myself, because that's what's creating your identity, your world. Your simulation is being created from that. So don't fall victim to these circumstances within the simulation, because they'll keep recreating themselves in your reality. Change them. Identify yourself as somebody new. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can be something better, that you are something better right now, and that will be outpictured in your reality. It will be outpictured in your reality. I have experienced this over and over and over again. And you can also do these things by changing your fundamental concept of yourself, which changes your inner dialogue and pushes out an entirely different world. The world is you pushed out. It's what you believe about yourself and about your world, okay? But directly, it will change your world when you change how you feel about yourself. When you feel deserving, when you feel confident, when you feel whole and complete, that's the world that you're going to be creating, is a whole, complete world. Whole and complete world is where you're going to be, a financially free world where everything is working out for you absolutely perfectly. And you can start doing this right now. If you can be very present and you start focusing your attention, you can really start making these dramatic changes in your life right now by simply saying, I am free, I am financial, and start visualizing yourself walking around in those places where that would imply that you are now successfully free. So imagine, what house would you want to live in? What car would you want to drive in? What's your dream car? What's your dream job? What's your dream business? What would imply that you are now the person that you want to be? Start putting yourself visually into these scenes even throughout the day and as you go to sleep at night. This creates, and this is where Neville Goddard was getting at, this creates the new identity of yourself, what you believe and consent to being true about you and your world, and the simulation has to adjust to that. It has to shift, it has to change. You will shift instantly when you start to do this, when you start to master this. And it's like, just like a martial art, the law of assumption and using your mind to do this is like a martial art of the mind. You start to get better at it. You start to really, really master this ability to be an expert in disregarding circumstances, changing your self-concept, identifying what's the issue within your own mind by identifying the moods that you're in, the things that you're reacting to, and knowing how all the laws work, and then start masterfully crafting your approach to how you're going to change and control your simulation to how you want it to be. And this can all be done, okay, by simply being very present and being focused and knowing what's happening and studying this stuff and actually applying it every single day. And it doesn't mean that it's going to take 10 years for you to start seeing results. You can start seeing results today, and you'll start seeing dramatic. But I'm saying if you want to get to expert level, it might take a little bit of time. But that doesn't mean that you can't start seeing changes right now. You can literally start seeing these big changes in your life today by starting to do this. So identify yourself with this. Start visualizing all day long. Set timers if you have to. Study this stuff. If you already have the knowledge of all this stuff, you can start applying it today. But you have to start applying it, because if you study a martial art, you're watching all these videos, seeing everybody fighting, or whatever martial art it is that you're getting involved in. But if you don't actually start using it and getting into the ring, or start to spar and start to practice, like literally within the physical world, then you're never going to truly learn how to do it. You have to apply the knowledge that you're using within the mind, like doing the exercises, feeling yourself, noticing your moods, visualizing, affirming, doing all these amazing things that change your world. Start mastering this stuff and start doing it today. Because your world, this simulation, has to conform to who you believe that you are. Okay, so that's what you need to understand about this video. This is what I'm trying to convey to you. And if you truly understand what I'm saying, that you have no choice, this is like one of the most important things that you can understand and really get in your mind. So whatever's going wrong in your life, there's no one else to blame but you. If you understand how to fix it, you need to understand that this is all up to you. You can change any circumstance within your life by applying this. So get to work. Start working on this. Get into it and start changing your belief about yourself. I am confident, I am rich, I am successful. Visualize yourself in these scenes, doing these things, being this person, and your world has to conform to that. So start right now, guys. I love you, and that's why I keep making these videos. I'm hitting on this stuff, trying to find different ways to convey this message to you, because I want you to start applying this stuff. And when you can develop your attention and your present moment awareness, you will advance and get to this expert level much faster too. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.